Hello and welcome to today's Structure Web's webinar training series. Structure Web, we are committed to providing the best user experience for you and your channel partners. So today what we'll be discussing is basically this is a small training webinar, and as you can see, we are focusing today on a topic that is more attuned to vendors or users, program level users. So let's go ahead and get started. So first of all, this is the program manager creating accounts training webinar. And what we're going to do right now is just go over very quickly the agenda. So as I've already mentioned, we will be creating new accounts. Part of creating the new account is setting subscriptions. Then I will quickly demonstrate how to push the content once the account is created and the subscriptions are set. And last but not least, how to determine when an account is active and inactive. So very simple, very brief. However, it will be important for our program level users, as I mentioned before, vendors specifically, who have access to the program manager, to understand the nuts and bolts of how accounts are created in the program manager scope. And this will mostly be used when you're interested in creating, let's say, a test account to test out a campaign, email campaign, social campaign. So not much so in creating partner accounts per se, as most of our vendors, program level users, actually have SSO, single sign-on, set up for their partners. So yeah, this will be mostly used when creating test accounts. Great. So now what we're going to do is get right to it. So upon login, most of our program level users have, once they log in, enter directly into the program manager. So as we can see here, we're directly logged into the program manager. So to create a new account, in this case a test account, we simply go ahead and click on the new account button on the top left corner. And we have a pop-up which basically we will be filling out the information for this new account, for this new test account that we want to create in this in the program manager. So let's go ahead and give it a name. We'll call it, for the sake of this this training, webinar training series, and I'll go ahead and use my email. First name, last name, and then whenever, as you can see here, whenever the system detects the possibility of a duplicate account, it'll automatically appear on your right-hand side. In this case, we'll just go ahead and click on that little X button, and we'll go ahead and discard that. And we will go ahead and continue filling out the information for this test account. So let's use a sample address here. We'll use New York. We'll just type in the entire city and then the state of New York. And then let's say we'll use a random phone number. This is actually a random phone number, so just for the training purposes. And we'll use a zip code. So once that information is filled out, as you can see, the system automatically populates the username, which will be the email that we entered right here at the top. And the system will also auto-populate the web address for this specific account. So you can see webinar training series at workweb.com. Okay, and we'll go ahead and give it a password. As you can see here, a password must be between 6 to 16 characters and must contain at least one uppercase letter and one lowercase letter and one number. So we'll use password with capital PASSWORD and the number 1. We'll go ahead and confirm that password 1, and we're all set. We'll go ahead and click save. The system will automatically let you know that the account or the account information is being processed so that we can go ahead and get this account set up. So this will take a quick seconds, and then we will proceed on to the next step, which is basically just setting up the subscriptions. Okay, great. So here we are, and we have the next page, which is the next step, is set up subscriptions for, in this case, our account named Webinar Training Series. So basically, once we arrive at this step, we don't really have to do anything. The subscription is already set. In this case, you see the email little checkbox here. It's checked, and the next step is simply to click save. Very simple. There's nothing else that we need to do there. And once that's done, all we just have to do is just close this window, and we're all set. Okay. Great. So as I mentioned before, the next thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and push the content. Okay, in order to push the content, the first thing that we need to do is find the account. And there we go. We have the account with all the basic information that we entered upon the creation. 224 Maple Street, New York, zip code, everything's there. Okay, perfect. So now we go ahead and enter the account. And very important, before actually pushing the content, it's important to set the account as a test account. So we can do that by clicking on the little settings options here, a sub-tab, and then general here on the far left. And then we just scroll all the way down here at the bottom. And as you can see here, account settings, is this a test account? And in this case, it is a test account. Click yes, update. So now we know that this is a test account within the program manager, and for testing purposes, that's what it's there for. It's just simply to test out campaigns, emails, or whatever other content that you want to make available to partners. Okay, so you want to test it out first, see what it's like in the test account. If it looks good, and you want to move forward, proceed, and make it available to other partners, then you can do so. Okay, so on to the next step, which is to push the content. Basically, pushing the content is just makes the information or the content available. Okay, so we will be able to see in this account, access, basically access to content in the library. Okay, so tactics, social campaigns, emails, folders, so on and so forth. So that's basically what this does. It also copies permissions and, as I said, access to this account. Okay, so once that's done, the last step for creating an account in the program manager level is to basically see if the account is actually active or inactive. And this is not something that you need to do because basically this is all you need in order to create an account in the program manager, in this case a test account and the program manager. But just for training purposes, we'll go ahead and try to demonstrate how we can determine if account is active or inactive. So as you can see here, we have the active accounts option selected. So all of these accounts are basically active. In this program, we have 17 accounts that are active, and I've selected the show test accounts options. If I deselect this option, then only accounts that have not been set up as test account, as I showed before in the little settings sub-tab within the account. If I had not selected, if I had selected no, that this is not a test account, then that account would appear here amongst these 10 accounts that we have here. But since it is a test account, it will not show up in this list. Okay. So, but obviously we want to be able to see the account that we just created. And there it is. So that's basically how you create a test account in the program manager scope. Okay. Great. And very simple, very straightforward process. It's basically just entering the information, making sure the subscriptions are set up properly, and of course, making sure that the information that you've entered during the account creation process is accurate. In any case, if at some point you feel that you need to make some changes with regards to the address, the phone number, so on and so forth, you can do that as well at any point later in time. But for this specific training, we just wanted to demonstrate how you can create a test account in the program manager. And of course, if you have any questions in the future, you can always request additional help via email, service@structureweb.com, through our ticketing system. You can also give us a call. We're available 24/5. These are our US, UK, and phone numbers available for other countries. And of course, live chat. We're also available 24/5, Monday through Friday. And you can also, request, you can actually have access to a website that we've made available to our clients, which is support.structureweb.com, where we have a series of articles and readings that you can access, talking about an array of topics such as this one, and creating partner accounts, how to upload assets, all kinds of information that is very helpful when using our platform. Okay, so once again, thank you very much for joining our webinar training series. We'll be looking forward to being able to be of assistance to you in our next weekly webinar training series. So thank you very much and have a great day.